And what is up, my guys? It's Lindsay. Welcome back to Talking Not Toku Live. This time, let's make a change, because before, I was going to talk about Road Trip, because like that and Muppets Now, I kind of binged spur of the moment. And I wasn't told with Theme Park Horizons. That's the main reason why I watched Candace Against the Universe opening day. There's a lot of hype that I had coming into Jillian the Fams and Second Born Royals. There was a lot of hype around Parasite, and since it was at the New York Film Festival last year, and I need to write a paper for that for my contemporary international cinema class, it's like that would be a good choice. And I just watched that last night, so that's what we're talking about. So yeah, first off, let's talk about these two I can put together: Candace Against the Universe and Muppets Now. Is that I would say exclusively for Phineas and Ferb is actually that the plot was interesting. Had its funny moments. Like when everybody goes to Warp 2, it ends up with them cutting back to the creators, pitching about the sequence they are pitching. So that's very weird. Love girl power moments mainly between Candace and the evil alien queen. And they were a group of people that are called the cowards, and then they became brave. And now this style is I would say is similar to Muppets Now. It was nice to see the Muppets again. I see Mason for those characters again. Not watching Milo Murphy's Law. I think DuckTales is back, so I need to watch the third season now. But but it doesn't blow anything out of the water. It's just, I would say it's just okay. I would say Pixar was hit or miss. Muppet Lives and Nookie Dookie Cooking, where I feel those are the two best sketches. Muppet Masters, I wish we got a third one in there somehow, No Pixar or something like that. Game Show Muppet Close, we're definitely the lower tier shows. Because when I was editing this, cutting out Rogue Trip, I actually cut out a little too much. I knew I was going to actually say originally, but yeah. So really nothing else in terms of that for screen grabs. And you saw already, just going to mention right here is that I already had Tale 14 already dealt with. I might try and get other people to do actual discussion on Candlelight for Tale 15. Not quite sure yet, but it's I was already done with Tale 14, so just upload it now and just set to premiere on Thanksgiving. 11 a.m. Eastern Time, Thanksgiving, if you want to know. But yep, that's even smaller. It's more than I thought. Let's smaller. That's a little smaller, but hey, we'll go with that. Yeah, so join the Phantoms. A lot of hype on this for a little bit because Savannah May, you can see in the middle there with the pink hair, Owen Joyner, or from Night Squad. They're coming back on this. Join Madison Reyes, Charlie Giuseppe, Shada Carlson, Jada Marie. I think that's right. And then you have Cheyenne Jackson is the antagonist of the series. Go thing the actor who plays Julius Ad his name is Carlos. Julius Ad was part of this. And interesting backstory is that Savannah's character Carrie, her dad was a part of the rhythm guitarist in the boys band then known as Sunset Curve back in the 90s, and he wanted to go. He said he was going, like, when they went out to get the hot dogs before they died, the guy, her dad, who was known as Bobby at the time, he said he was vegetarian, but they say he had a burger for lunch. But I would say, like, if I could say he's possibly vegetarian or vegan by the present day. But yeah, he stole some of their songs, like My Name is Luke, Think Now or Never, not sure. But one song that never got to record together was Unsaid Emily, which is about Luke cutting his ties with the family and not being able to see them again because, well, he died and became a ghost. But yeah, Madison suffers with her mom's death, and her mom got some of the promotional stuff because that was the girl they're talking to in the first episode back in '95. It's kind of interesting, and you would actually think that Julie might have some connection to it, or when I got that over playing the Orpheum back in '95, so you can also see that as well, and that is what the main thing they think is their destiny, especially more so like in the end game of season 1, I would say. Yeah, I would cut this versus into 3 specific arcs, like the pilot arc with opening up me just my characters, setting up stuff, the dance arc with the dance where Julie and the fans get booked into doing a dance, but the guys stand her up because they meet Caleb because they want to get vengeance on Bobby, whose name is Trevor Wilson by this point. And then the final arc is the end game where they have to figure out what their unfinished business is, and they think it's the Orpheum, and before they try and get there, they get captured by Caleb, but they beat him to it. And meanwhile, the B-C plot is Nick's romance, because he starts off with Carrie here, and one of the last scenes of them being together is when where Carrie makes Nick walk her down the stairs. And the next scene is oh, we broke up. It's just that's such a contrast. And Savannah said she didn't even expect the hand thing to actually appear on camera, which is I would say my top 3 are Flying Soldiers, Julie and the Phantoms, Wow, which is Savannah's song, and Other Side of Holly, which is one of Caleb's songs. Because he's from 20s, the that kind of music going on, that kind of flair going on in the Hollywood Ghost Club. My thing is they create a Ghost adaptation for it, so let us So yeah, we have Kamen Rider Phantom, which I said was seasons 3 and 4, because I feel this could have had season 2 ends with Caleb possessing Nick, which is kind kind of a bit of Moro and Lloyd. I got season 6 of Ninjago, where Moro possessed Lloyd. It's called a spin-off continuation. And each season, since they're like 9 episodes, like with the being, string stories, I think I boosted up potentially of 20. So yeah, I had a new character in his band. Mackenzie was like an old friend of Julia's childhood, and his great grandfather is Caleb. And because of the threat that Caleb posed to try and take him from his family moved as far away as possible, but he had a relative who was on the force who tried to stop him, but was defeated by Caleb 15 years ago, maybe. So, Ghost is obviously Ghost. Phantom is Necrom Pink. Spectre, Necrom is Necrom. Geist is a movie version of Spectre. Gamma, that's actually Gamma monsters from Ghost. But limited to one thing. Since Nick was possessed by Caleb, a little bit of residual evil in him, so he could have been able to take control of a ghost monster. I don't think it switched. Okay, did switch it. Good. And so by then, season 2, Nick would know the truth about the Phantoms being ghosts and not holograms, even though I think he might already know that in season 1. Instead of his power kind of putting in season 1, like the branding that Caleb did to force him to work again, Nick is a counterforce. And so called the base form, which is the base gamma form, and goes gamma 0. There's ideas of like using Valhalla as a base, where Pargos are dead warriors, because since like Luke, Reggie, and Alex are ghosts, but Nick, Kenzie, and Julie are alive, or lifers, as they say. Gamma House are their icons. Looks like for the Frederick is the first wig I've seen that has changed over to the newer style. I broke up the ears and built together. So Ray, that's the guy that's Carlos I was portraying. Younger brother named Carlos. Untia. On Victoria, Flynn is her best friend. It's kind of like that ally type character like May and Izu. Because he's actually a guy, just didn't call him Mac. This kind of his personality, one of them is Victoria of Dirty Kingdom. I haven't added it because I don't know the other name. You know the other names of the other 3 members. Again, Trevor, Bobby. I haven't done. I thought I did his page already. I guess I was wrong. But anyways, I haven't done Luke, Alex, and Reggie. As I'm not sure if I want to have them. Not sure I want to deal with them in the end because the last episode was Long Live the Dead. Not sure if they'll want them to move on, because if I do, I was thinking that Julie would join Druidon, Mackenzie, Fleur, and Owen's band, and then you could do a film called Julie after the Phantoms, and then like a new threat show up, and the old Parker ghosts come back, and so Fleur and Owen become Spectre and Necro. Nick wouldn't appear. The ghosts might come back, since I think they would all become fighters in Valhalla when they die. I think that was something I thought would be interesting. Named all the main ones. Merrick, Spencer, Orion, Nigel, Naomi, Carl. It was originally forced into Caleb's army, but reformed. Merrick has a brother who is used for Nathaniel, who is used for Willie's form, and Caleb uses Nero. And if you're doing Napoleon and Deccan, being Napoleon, then Deccan was the pilot of Flying Dutchman. The person who was captain of the Dutchman, Majesty, Demons. It'll be Dark because be Dark Phantom, but yeah, it'd be Dark still, yeah. I think it did say in the shows that he died performing a trick. I'm also going to call it Santayana Gamma Hala, so I might change that up. Actually, just see that. Cheyenne and Ryan Carter do look a lot alike. Things they both wear goggles. I think it's more so in the last scene of season 1, where right before he possesses Nick, they see the goggles up on the bottom. Didn't you know? Like I said, if this fanfic were canon, you need to note that. Yeah, I do think he'd be most powerful because he is actually a magician. He'd be up there with like Lothar, Zed, he'd be Thrax. And I actually made Carrie Princess Gamma. Even though they mainly attack other ghosts, we shouldn't see how attacking a human, especially since Carrie and Julie are rivals, and I think we probably learn more about that in season 2, but they probably wouldn't be friends until I used to tell you they'd be 30. 3 being middle of season 3. This would definitely begin the establishment point of our friendship. I also thought seeing Dirty King, they look a bit like the Flower Ninja from Kakurenja. I don't think there is an actual wiki for Julian the Phantoms. I might be wrong. The episodes I had Knife Souls, getting the band back together, the 5 Phantoms, Friendship Never Dies, Nice of 2 Worlds, Comet Gamma, Not Yet Day. That comes from Nijala. Let's go back to the bands in a second. But I did think Willie being destroyed until nobody's here, because I originally used that for my Trilogy Naiad fanfic, but it didn't really fit anymore, so I changed it to Rome if you want to. being played off Rome by the B-52. That's like, since it's in Rome, it's R-O-M-E, not R-O-A-M. Oh, Rome, did he want to? Because that's where I kill off Moria, Mabushina. And since No One's Hero is about an old friend of Geddy Lee of Rush, who came out as gay and thinking about his death and all, that's kind of why it kind of fits, since Willie and Alex fall in love in the afterlife. Yeah, I do think this is a good summary right here. Julia Phams, formerly known as Sunset Curve, is a rock band from Los Angeles, California, made of 3 teen boys who died in 1995 and a modern young woman, Julia Molina. Prior to the band's deaths, Trevor Wilson, then known as Bobby, was the band's rhythm guitar player who used the band's songs for his first albums. The band's secret ghost is known to Julie's brother, father, and best friend Flynn, and Mackenzie. Alright, Luke is the lead vocal and bass guitar player, but it's just not really being any more with Julie around, but Alex is backing vocals and percussion. Reggie backing vocals and guitar. Julie vocals and keys. Now Never, Sunset Curve, Wake Up, Bright, Flying Solo, Original Version. I'll get to that in a bit. Edge of Great, Finally Free, Perfect Harmony, Unset Emily, Stand Tall. Mentioned that the original banners met Julie's mommy for their death, giving her teacher in their demo. The band initially wanted to revenge on Trevor using Luke's songs for himself. Luke is a fan of Rush, just like Owen of Druidon. Pissed off my friend Declan, and named after the late Owen Fife, and Geddy, the always mentioned, being the guitarist of Rush. Druidon is a Celtic folk trio from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. I'm actually from southeastern Pennsylvania, but you have a lot of violence in PA, and I really went with that concept, but kind of you see. It's made from Mackenzie Core on vocals and percussion, primarily the Boron. I actually do play Boron, so I over there right now. Flora Drancio primarily on violin and vocals, and Owen Geddy on guitars. In spring 2022, they embarked on a 2-month-long road trip to California, doing the theme parks, roadside attractions, and performing concerts. One of these concerts was at the same spot where Julian fans entered One of these locations was where Julian fans entered Candy regularly performed, playing their version of Pete on the Goat and a Phantom's own Flying Solo. Mackenzie would do a duet with Carrie, as well as doing Nije Lake, Naya Day, Dance Me Till Morning, The Little Woman's Dance with Third Candy, and Julian the Phantoms. His chorus vocals were on Green, Quarter for Maggie's, Maybe Me Not. For violin, vocals, guitars. We don't really see that. Getting on guitars and the banjo. Back sort of like their albums and such. Mention. So yeah, Peel and the Goat. That's kind of the Mother's was extended to include the stanzas 2, 3. Stanzas 3 and 4 and 7 and 8. To only do the first grouping, the third grouping. There are 2 more groupings that I didn't do in their medley. Original Tangle Started Counting Down, Katie Crew, Goddesses, and North Country Last Lamentation. But it's called Goddesses, it's that broadside. Then a little style version of Cut the Joe. Jordan 2, these are actually the 1s and 2s are actually the kanji for 1 and 2 in Japanese. I thought that'd be a cool idea as a play on, bands long ago that would do RNA 1, RNA 2, etc., etc. I think it's like Led Zeppelin 4 and Channel Weavers 4 or something like that. Trip and Nade. So Love Album version. I actually have that. I typed that up after Need Day after binge that, which is actually Julian fans inspired to watch Commander Kiva, and I've finished that, but I'm waiting till Beast Morphers is done to review that along with the other Toku. around Christmas time. So yeah. And then Queen of Argon, which is based on the Sons of Maxwell arrangement of the Indian Stork song. Slight lyric change, that slight lyric change is to match it more with Pigeon Forge. Shady Grove, again, original take on that. Maggie's, which is Are You Sleeping Maggie and Drowsy Maggie? But we go through the first three verses, the instrumental bit, and then acapella of Oh, Since You're Walking Maggie, Oh, Since You're Walking Maggie, What I Care For, Let's Cry, Bodger Banks, or Warlock Craigie. And then after the events of the series, they're cool. We do a live album live almost. That is a reference to a folk country bluegrass group. Can't remember the name off the top of my head, but Dr. JV, because Ragotello Gypsy isn't good, is canceled now, if you could say. So Blackjack Davy, Fire Maringo, and changed sound to Gary. Goss again, same bit William Taylor, based off the version by the Rails, because that features no brief nudity. Queen of Argyle again, Lil Sadie, Morrison's Jig, Gallows, Ashes, Feel So Near, Salisbury Hill. Interesting story there. I actually am telling that story for creative writing assignment. For creative writing one. Yeah, bonus tracks on there. Guillemon. And that is based off the ones in Maniev and Lisa Lamby of Celtic Woman. Mira, just something different. Nijera. Or I mentioned a secret track, which is now down from the Sunset Curve demo, just to get. I think that'd be 13. Oh, 13, because Sunset Curve died, except Bobby. Each member's name references. Yep. So yeah, each member's name refers to someone who played their instrument. So Mackenzie's surname Core comes from the band The Coors, with specifically Caroline of the Coors being their bullrun player. Fleur's first name comes from the late violinist of Akil Fleur Manaville. Her last name comes from Barry Dransfield, who is known for a technique that allowed him to play violin and sing at the same time, which Fleur uses in The Peter and the Goat and Nejala. Owen Getty gets his name, as mentioned, later Owen Fife, who played at the Renaissance Fair Circuit, and Gay Lee of Rush. And Drudon itself comes from the antagonist of Rice Soldier and is a play on Druid. Mackenzie mentioned they play at Kennywood, and that if anyone needs a violinist to go to Pittsburgh, which is something I learned from a Gaelic Storm when I went to that concert 2019. As is Katie Grennan, band's current violinist, was discovered there. Again, Scout in the Mud and Keel. It's kind of a thing about those 90s Canadian folk groups that didn't really last long, but also with Pill and the Hood, it's a bit more that's Danny Elfman Boingo style to him. And again, I would say Gaelic Storm as well. I don't think there's anything different from Dirty Candy. Didn't already quite cover, but I would say, yeah, Dirty Candy is a pop group headed by Carrie Wilson, the daughter of famous rock star Trevor Wilson. It's Caleb. The actor's Tori. Caleb's name is only revealed in credits. I mentioned again, Flower Kanuchi team from Kako Ranger, except yellow instead of green. The outfit, yeah, I mentioned as a wig. Wig originally called Make 'Em Say Wow, with Smith still using the old name. Yeah, I think we're all done here. No connection to the Ranger fanfics here. But I'm still stuck if Luke, Alex, and Reggie should go to heaven or what. No, I agree. I'm going to take. No, I think I'll go to. No, let's go through those quickly. So, yeah. Skipping to Parasite. Yeah, I just watched this last night for our class. So, first off, it's like, what did I just watch? Why did I wait so long to watch this? Basic plot is 4 family scams of 1%. Yeah, you're basic plot is the poor family gets a scholar's rock and of good luck from a friend of the main male character who is studying abroad. Meantime, they're just stuck pulling pizza boxes to make some, trying to make ends meet. So young people are our poor family are the Kims, so they infiltrate the Park family with parents replacing the previous servants, the housekeeper and the driver. So Kiwoo is an English tutor, becomes an English tutor for the daughter. I think I put in the name of the guy who was the original tutor who was studying abroad. The daughter is Daihei. They fall in love. Kijun is an art therapist for the son Daisong. She even faked his papers so he could get the tutor to begin with. You mentioned Kai Tek's new driver, Chung Suk, is the new maid. The old maid, Mao Guang, has a peach allergy and she gets trained for TB. Her husband lives in the bunker that the Parks have no knowledge of in the house. She keeps mentioning the design of the house, and I think Mao Guang and her husband just kept the house as their own for a little bit, but then things went downhill for them. But things really start going downhill once they discover Mao Guang's husband in the basement. The place so the Parks go on a camping trip, and so the Kims just take over the place. Then Mao Guang shows them that her husband's been living in the bunker. And he turns on and off the lights to communicate in Morse code. So the little kid knows, Kiwoo knows. And so, after the Parks come back, because it starts raining very bad. They kind of rush clean up when Moo come with Moo and all that. So they escape, but then they find out the house is flooded. Kiwoo gets the Scholar's Rock and any possession they can get, and then they get stuck in a gym with other displaced. And the dad pretty says, translated is if you have no plan, nothing can go wrong. And he even mentions that, come on, if you've been murdering somebody, it doesn't matter. You got no plan. Which comes back later on. So Moon's husband gets revenge. He gives Wu a brain injury but survives. He's the only killed Jung, he is in Kai Tek, who kills Mr. Park and replaces Moon's husband in the bunker. And I think the little boy dies as well because he suffered seizures from Moon's husband thinking he's a ghost and all that. And so the girls left, and you have Kiwoo and his mom getting probation as punishment for, framing them and all that. New German family moves into the Park's house, but are always out so we can so Dad can steal her food and was able to bury Moon, but the new housekeeper is always there, so he has to take the risk. And again, same thing with Moon says that he sends Mortkin up to that his son will see him at some point, and he promised that someday he'll have the wealth that'll allow him to be free from the bunker. But the ending there is it would take him 546 years to get enough money, so both wouldn't be around anyway. It's kind of sad, but so this also went around film festivals, won the Palme d'Or at Cannes, won a lot of awards, part of like the big film award ceremonies. Following that, it appeared at the New York Film Festival, which is the main reason why I chose to watch it, because I can use it for my Contemporary International Cinema course. And so this is like called a stairway movie because there's a lot, as like with stairs, especially during the escape scene, during the rainstorm. They keep running a lot of these stairs and like in the tunnels, kind of like rats. My mom called them, compared to rats, during the rainstorm. But yeah, what makes a festival film a festival film? Do you feel I should kind of go over that just because I kind of want to? So this film doesn't have a lot of close-ups. You might see a lot of their heads, but there's multiple people in the shot. It's about as close as you get to the characters. There are one or two close-ups in there, but that's not, the close-ups aren't really part of the festival film. Parasite is considered a comedy, a black comedy, so there's, well, again, with the dark twist, there's like 60 seconds of carnage. So, yeah, so even if you have segments of the comedy, it's usually not very lighthearted. Those are at least the two big ones, thinking off the top of my head, that fit the bill of Parasite. But yeah. Let's use that one. Yep. So, second more Noels. So, I saw a lot of Time Force SPD things going on here. Like, well, Time Force wasn't made by Disney, but SPD was. But technically, I think Disney could have seen Time Force production because they were interested in buying Saban at the time. So, yeah, like, not Saban, the Fox Kids and all that. So, it's plausible that they had people see the Time Force set and pre-production on Wild Force, but I think most of Wild Force was still like Saban's control and all. But yeah, Time Force mainly because the clock tower in the castle remind me of the base in Time Force from the few clips I've seen. I think I have RPM above Time Force to watch, but if you want to try and change my mind, do so in the comments. Yeah, like SPD, I'm like, it's mainly because Sam, the main character in the middle there, her uncle, it said that the dad and the uncle die in a plane crash when the uncle killed the dad, who is the king, to try and make their small kingdom of Andrasia a democracy. And he got punished and locked up in the most secure prison. But he escaped. And the scene where he's imprisoned in the society headquarters, it kind of reminded me like when, because Sam sheds a tear, and that reminded me when Sky shed a tear when he learned that, what's his name? he was killed by Murloc. So when Murloc tells him that, he cries. But however, for Murloc, that allows him to escape. When for Uncle, it doesn't. It's actually plot twist. One of the members of the crew, January, who has actually been working for the bad guys the whole time. And when you first meet them, January is the first one in the classroom. It's interesting. Their mentor, I like James. He's very nice. I do feel Sam's big sister is a little annoying. Black guy, his name is Chuma, which is kind of fun considering I'm thinking that like we have Lupin Blue and now Saber with that name. Yeah, again, like Julian fans, I thought there was a good score here going on. So yeah, they're able to defeat the uncle, and while this is all going on, her big sister's now of age to become queen. They've all been queen the whole time, and she too is a second born and also helps with them along James. So yeah, so January becomes the new threat at the end of the film. Possible sequel. Not sure. I definitely want a season 2 fans more. But yeah, for the longest time, like Boreal Society needed to be kept secret, even from other family members. But in the end, they decide, no more secrets. No, technically because, well, her mom's second born, her sister's obviously a second born, so it kind of just makes sense that the queen should know about it, because I'm not sure what that would lead to. Like, so maybe the sequel is in order. Yeah, but I do want to go back to Parasite for a second. Is that is rated R? So yeah, not good for kids. Yeah, I think that covers it all for this discussion. So again, I actually want to say is that I might post just like a real random like clips that never made the cut of some stuff. So between now and the Thanksgiving premiere of Tale 14. And then 1st week of December will be Tale 15. Once semester ends, then currently have a slate for the 22nd of December at 4 p.m. We'll be doing another stream talking about Kiva, Beast Morphers, final review. We got 2 Rares, 2 Rangers, so it's reviews for Kiva and Beast Morphers, continuing discussion of Saber and Cure Major, and then if there's anything big with Dino here, we just got Red, Pink, and Blue cast. And I think production starting this upcoming week on that. And as I'll tell you about for now. There's an updated description of that live stream, which will be important when we get there. So, I'm Lindsay. Comment, like, subscribe. Try all if you're subscribed. And I'll see you next time.